Every way to it for yeah. Walla you forget it. You from Lower Country, you from Maryland. Walla you from Rewa Cess. I'm a bastard way on your trip. I have a funny fine way. Tabila, Kriwa Pro. I love Liberia, oh yeah yeah. Free land on liberty, Liberia, oh yeah yeah. Oh yeah yeah. I love Liberia, oh yeah yeah. They play for me and you, Liberia, oh yeah yeah. Oh yeah yeah.
I was raised in the swamp, but I chilled with my guns. Kept it on the low, but we fought for the bones. True son of the soil, I'm a prince in my own. Never gonna lie, me, I love LIB. Even though it's far, when we show 'em we can face it. It's not a prophecy, I know that we can rise again. Holding my hand, I holding your own. United, we stand, divided, we fall. So that's what they say when I come with ball. When I chillin' on that side, and I get no bro. I got L to the O to the V and the E. If we fighting together, we can conquer this team. From the east to the west, then waving the flag from the north to the side. Yeah, that's joining the team. You go where you pella, you love my crown. Who kill it? Who got shown up?
I love Liberia, oh yeah yeah. Free land on liberty, Liberia, oh yeah yeah. Oh yeah yeah. I love Liberia, oh yeah yeah. They play for me and you, Liberia, oh yeah yeah. Oh yeah yeah.
Mama was born, yeah. Papa was born, yeah. They hold us together, the honey boy, yeah. Nabalike na koya bake na papa kubo. Nabalike na koya bake na papa kubo. Nabalike.
So it's the east to the west and the north to the south. That means we are bringing us together in unison. We are coming together to discuss Liberia and the importance of developing the country. So officially, I want to say good evening and welcome to our 2 hours current affairs program. Open Conversation. Open Conversation is a 2 hours current affairs program that talks about the major happenings in the country and some of these things that we have to stabilize in the minds of the people so that they understand how the country is trending with these many developments and dispelling the negativities, from the minds of the people. So we are here today. We are good. My name is Washington P. Tapper Jr. and my host is Predecita today. I want to say welcome, Titi, and good evening.
Well, good evening, Washington. It's good to be here again after a restful weekend. And I'd like to welcome you back again to the show. And to all of you viewing us via our social media page, we'd like to say good evening and welcome to Open Conversation. Like I always say, the conversation is open. Let's keep it civil and always open.
Exactly. And I want to say thank you very much for keeping the tenacity of the platform and ensuring that we're moving on. We're not going back to the yesterday thing that you did. We're moving on. So thank you very much for keeping the platform running. Liberia is proud of such a conversation. I want to admit to you, this conversation is actually yielding fruits. If we doubt it, Liberian believe that what we do here is actually informing the Liberian people, and we are getting there. We are doing our best, and the commendation and acclamation from the Liberian people is too overwhelming. So today is the 31st of July, and
the month ends, right?
Yeah, the month ends today, and it's Monday. So this is how we're going to start up with the conversation, and let's just bring you how we are doing the discussion before we go into the prime discussion with our guest today. We have to give you the trending issues. What are trendings both in Liberia and out of Liberia or elsewhere? So it's also concerning because we have to, cross pollinate these ideas because there's a possibility of what is happening in the next country if we don't inform our people about the disastrous, engagement about these things that are happening. Our people will not be informed, and there are possibilities of these things happening in our country, which we do not want, and we must inform and educate our people on these things. So we go to the trendings, and after the trendings, Titi will tell the Liberian people, our guest for tonight, who we'll be speaking with, who will be coming tonight, and then that's how we flow. So
do we do that after the trending, or do we do that?
Let's do it before the trending. Yeah, let's do it. So can you tell the Liberian people who's coming tonight?
Okay, so this evening on Open Conversation, we are playing host to the Deputy Campaign Manager of the Coalition for Democratic Change. Last week, the Coalition for Democratic Change Chairman Moluba Molu announced the campaign team when they had the thank you party for His Excellency the President of the Republic of Liberia. He announced, the campaign chair, and so last weekend the chairman of the party announced the campaign team. That's the full team for campaign, and they said they're ready to go full blast. So. Garrison Yelu, Anthony Garrison Yelu, former lawmaker, now head of Governance Commission, was named by the chairman, by the Coalition for Democratic Change, as the deputy campaign manager for the Coalition for Democratic Change. And so what does he bring to the table? This evening we will be quizzing him. Can he handle the task given him by the CDC? We will want to know from him. He comes from Nimba County. How popular is he there? Nimba County is very strategic as we go to elections. All the how do you call them? The political leaders or the political parties want a share of Nimba County. How can Yelu deliver Nimba County to the Coalition for Democratic Change? He will be telling us this evening on Open Conversation. So you don't want to miss it. If you're in Nimba County, we want you to listen to the show and hear what he has to say and tell us if what he's saying is anything to go by. And that's how we're going to roll this evening right here on Open Conversation.
So what is on your template for trending issues?
What's trending today? We know that the Senate officially closed today. The fate of the LCC nominees still hangs in the balance because according to Pro Tem Chair, the documents are still being reviewed. So it means that these people don't have a job still. We're going to elections. And then the Senate returns in October, and before they can look into this issue. So that's what happened today on Capitol Hill. These people. Documents are still being reviewed according to the pro tem of the Liberian Senate. And so their fate hangs in the balance, like I said. That's what we know happened on Capitol Hill. But I'd like us to go back a little bit to last week before we continue with what you have on your plate from the Liberty Party end. And I also want us to talk a little bit about what's happening in Niger.
Exactly.
Because if your neighbor's house is on fire, all you should do is to help to cut it off because you don't even know when when it will be your turn. And so all you can do is preach peace and peace and peace, and then make sure that we all have a sense of belonging, and we know that everything we do, we talk and we preach is about democracy. And so when we are practicing democracy, we believe that our neighbors also, nobody should take power like a junta. And again, the involvement of ECOWAS. Has ECOWAS become a toothless bulldog? Is another thing we'll be talking about this evening. But let's go back a little bit. Last weekend, the social media was so packed with a lot of things, and what even crowned it up just yesterday, just before I went to bed, and there was this whole issue about Naomi and Vivian, and and there was, for me, my takeaway I would tell you about it is, if you are a person who people believe in and people follow you. Sometimes when you go and you take to social media, the comments that come from the post you put on social media, if those comments are very, provoking, then it's sad. But before we come to Naomi and Vivian and what is his name, last weekend we saw a lot of different posts from Costa, Henry Costa.
Detestable post.
There were, very mean posts on social media. I think it all started with Tilia Yuri and not supporting the Boakai team or the opposition. It came from Costa, then back to Tilia, and people have been very mean to her on Facebook. Sometimes we do these things and we say it's because of politics, but even if we're talking politics, it's better for us to talk about the issues than to go personal, because small minds are the ones that discuss personalities.
Exactly.
But big minds discuss the issues.
Exactly.
So they say, and sometimes we forget, and then we kind of drift away from discussing the issues, and then we go personal with people, and that is sad. And so Costa was very, very angry. He's not happy. I don't think the relevance that he had before, it seems to be, slipping away from him bit by bit.
Did you just seems to be? Did you say?
Yeah, I think it seems to be slipping away, and he believes that. I think he thinks that if he comes back in that kind of way that he's known for anyway, it's gonna draw people back to him. And so he has been very, very ballistic when it comes to the opposition Unity Party. He had some revelations when he came to the country and did his press conference. And what he said is exactly what the Unity Party standard bearers, when those revelations he made concerning the health of Joseph Yumam Boakai. And he says that at the end of July, Mr. Boakai should have gone to the States to go and do his surgery or to see his doctor. That came to fruition. We understand that because he was in the thick of things with Costa, with Ambassador Boakai, and he was carrying him all over the place. We know that the people who call themselves the Real Unity Party, partisans, were not happy about that. But we saw Costa and Ambassador Joseph Yumam Boakai all over the place. And so some of the things that he said, although you can choose and pick which one you want to believe and which one you don't want to believe. But he has not been happy since that press conference. Not much has been heard from him. He came up again on the weekend saying that he's going to come out with a lot of other revelations, right? What are those revelations? We don't know for a fact. But he was very, very, his comments towards the Unity Party people was very mean. They didn't take it lightly. They came after him. We don't know where they're going, but it all tells you that the people in the opposition are not thinking about the things that bother the Liberian people and how their lives should be better. What they think about is going at each other's throat and telling each other what they think and feel about one another. But what matters to the Liberian people doesn't seem to be what matters to them. It's about them, it's about them, and it's about them. And so we saw pictures from Facebook. Ambassador Boakai was at a wedding ceremony, but again, they had a rally. I don't know, they have not been able to come up to tell us how much they collected from that rally. You remember, Ambassador Boakai was in the States the other day for the rally with Yombli Kanga Lawrence. We don't even know how much how much money they got from that one. They had some kind of a ceremony that was not really packed. Oh yeah, but the thing is all on social media.
You're right.
It's not that I'm making up any story here that didn't have a lot of people attending, because even in America, the great United States of America,
lay the premise, you lay the foundation for me to, to communicate. You see, the issue that has to do with Mr. Costa, you talk about his vision, you talk about his revelation, and you talk about his. This thing about Mr. Costa and his popularity and his, political vision for Liberia, I think you said seemed to be, but I want to say that Mr. Costa has already developed a diminished political future for himself. Because,
Really?
oh yes, that's why, I kind of, had a pause. And when you said seem to be, and I was, it shouldn't be seem to be, but it should be at about this point in time. Costa has created a diminished political environment for himself. So you see all of the political reaction, the political statements coming from Mr. Costa, and all of these detestable things that he says about, people. Costa has insulted almost all the politicians in Liberia, almost all of them. Costa has insulted almost everybody, civil, servants, and almost everybody. He has insulted these people. The popularity of Mr. Costa, that the 2016, the 2015, the 2014, the 2017, the 2018, 19, 20, 21, the popularity of this young man has finally diminished. Titi, to be honest with you, let's look at Costa's revelation for this country. He talked about he wanted to be a senator in this October 10 elections. Now, where is Costa's senatorial ambition? Where is it? This man is.
It went down the drain.
Exactly.
It's because he wanted to be vice president.
It's because
Ambassador Joseph Yuma Boyka didn't do him well to make him vice president.
Exactly. You see, exactly.
So
that is it. So it seems to be like Mr. Costa is overwhelmed with his, his personal political, obsession, and he thinks that he is the best and most articulated person that can articulate, political agendas in the country. So everybody should bow down and pray to him. And that which I think, in my own mind, he's wrong for that. And he should not think that he has the much more convincing skills and ideology to win the population and the crowd to a particular political party without having that, impeccability. It's not possible. So what I think Mr. Costa is doing to himself, I think he has already diminished his political character. That's the first thing. He has damaged his revelation to become any prominent person in this country, because the Liberian people are listening, the Liberian people are watching the character, the attribute, and the expression of this young man. At his early 40s, this man has insulted everybody in this country, president or vice president, even the very opposition people that he once associated himself with. So it tells you that nobody builds a solidified relationship with Mr. Costa. If he ever did anything for you, Mr. Costa will certainly document all of these things that he's doing for you. And one day, this man will come and unleash. And this is exactly what he's doing. To Mr. Boyka, you are a testimony. You sat here, Titi. You listened to some of the assertions by Mr. Costa and how he eulogized, he praised the former vice president. Today, if he can write something like, excuse me,
but look, my thing is, Costa, whether we like it or not, that he has followers, he has people who believe in him. It's sad, but that is the way the society is. And Costa, before coming to eulogize the former vice president, he said mean things about the former vice president.
Yeah.
My thing is that the former vice president will even believe Costa, and because people carry him, and that's my point. People think that the former vice president is very wise, and he's a wise old man, and he's the right person for this country. But go back to what Costa said about him before. Very demeaning comments about him. Mm-hmm. He talked to him in a way that nobody would talk to their father. Nobody is going to talk to their grandfather. No, young man who has manners will talk to any other person in that very condescending way.
Exactly.
He did that, and he came back. And I don't know how they had their reunion. And my point is because the former vice president himself should be blamed for even encouraging.
It's out of political desperation.
Okay, so you're desperate politically, then it means that you don't stand for something.
Exactly.
If you don't stand for something, you will fall for everything. Take it or believe it.
See what happens.
Somebody, talk to you in that manner, in form, and abused you, and because you believe that person is popular, so you want to ride on that person's popularity, or you want to use that person. He also used Costa.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So where are people coming from with, this is a very good old man. This man has the country at heart. He has an ambition. Whoever he's going to use to get to where he wants to get, he's going to do that.
Exactly.
He's no different from any other politician.
Costa asserted that. He said it.
Ambassador Bouaka is no different from any other politician. He doesn't have an impeccable character as people perceive him.
They have that atom of deception.
Because he saw Costa. Costa abused him. Costa talked to him in all the worst way that I can't even say on this medium. And yet and still, he encouraged Costa because he knew that Costa had a popularity that he could ride on. It's just that, whatever hit the fence, and they had to, go their separate ways.
So
it's not about Liberia, right?
Exactly.
It's about what I can get from this person. It's about you do me, I do you.
It deformed, diminished and miscalculated, the English people say, cataclysmic, agenda. That is what these people have brought to the Liberian people, to be honest, Titi. So if we go to these elections, just conceptualize all of the things that is happening in the opposition. See what is happening. These guys are politically decapitating one another. Mr. Costa is on the verge of making sure that everybody who have had one way or the other, some political disagreement, he cuts you off. So
but that doesn't mean that he will not come back to you if you want him back. That is the character of Costa. The Liberian people have accepted him that way. Whoever side he's on, that party is going to take him. There are ways to deal with people. If you fall prey, then you are on your own. Unfortunately, he fell prey to the former vice president. In my mind, because the former vice president used him. He used him to get to where he wanted to get, and in the final analysis, he is the one who comes out of this, heartbroken.
Exactly.
And because he's heartbroken, he's on the loose. He's loose.
Yeah.
So whatever. But wherever he wants to go, because in Liberia here, people call themselves politicians, people call themselves whatever way, human rights activists, but they don't stand, most of them for nothing.
No.
That is why they fall for everything. They go to where the sun is shining, they put their clothes there, and that is it.
They have
to accept them for that because that is their character.
They have.
We leave them with their
Why you think Costa has to abandon his senatorial ambition? Because Costa is a smart guy, Titi. Let's be honest. Costa knows very well that even if he enters in that race, he has already deformed and diminished his political capital. So
Costa already, Costa's eyes were on the vice presidency. He wanted that, he wanted to be vice president. That was his ambition. Although he said he wanted to be
a senator.
But then when the negotiations started and they were talking
political uncertainty.
No, they were talking deep about, Wologisi, 30 million. That money is bigger than being a senator. Being a vice president is bigger than
political uncertainty.
No, it was. Now it's an uncertainty, but before, when they had those discussions, when he thought he had Uncle Joe Bouaka in his palm and he could just use him and carry him here, there, and there, then he thought he accepted
a senatorial endorsement. He accepted that. He accepted.
My man. What is it that Costa has not accepted and go back on his word? He has said this and he goes back on his word. But I'm saying to you that people have accepted him.
Posterity is to judge him.
Yeah, people will judge him the way they want to judge him. But my thing is, Ambassador Joe Bouaka is the one who people think who has this impeccable character.
No.
But for me, it doesn't seem that way.
It doesn't seem that way.
He was here. He listened. He saw. He heard what Costa said about him. He still, They say
Mr. Braga wanted to use Mr. Costa's popularity. That's what he wanted to use.
Not that he doesn't know how
you think Mr. Braga did not know that Costa has abused him and has used all kinds of detestable and demeaning statements against the old man?
It didn't matter to him. He wanted to use
because of political egotisticality.
So that is, that for me is, it's not fair to the people who think that he has an impeccable character.
Exactly.
Okay. So these
people are not serious to lead this country.
Let's leave the Costa story and Joseph Yvonne Boakai. We're waiting to hear what the opposition, what they raised in America. We want to know exactly, because they said they're raising money for campaign. Let's see if they for the campaign. They're going for money.
Let them tell us how much they raise.
Let's hear about what happened because we don't have much time.
Something good is happening at the University of Liberia.
No. Before we go to the University of Liberia, something happened with the Liberty Party.
Okay, today, oh my gosh.
I think Yomli Kanga seems to be, they're hitting her hard now for going to the Unity Party. She seems to be in very hard zone because the own Liberty Party people are turning their backs on her.
So today, 12 aggrieved Montserrat coordinators, of the Liberty Party returned back to the faction of the Musa Ability and Charlie, I can say Charlie now, right? Charlie Bronskin to endorse the Cummins Bronskin ticket. Yes. So these 12, can you imagine all of the 12 coordinators? They have supported Madam Lawrence, the Ben Hall, since this political fragmented issue that happened in the Liberty Party. They have stood with her, they've been with her, and today a very gigantic and a very well called for press conference was being held, and these people articulated their grievance and why they left the Liberty Party. So they had several counts and several points.
Let's hear them.
And one of the points, one of the counts that they articulated was that they said they're leaving the Liberty Party, the fragmented Yombi faction of the Liberty Party, because one, she endorsed the JNB on May 18, 2023 in Grand Bassa County without the consent of the 12, Montserrat County chapter heads. And they went on OKFN to denounce that, endorsement, but she did not recognize their denouncement. She went ahead and subsumed the endorsement statement. The next thing they said that Senator Yomli Kanga Lawrence inability to sustain, maintain, and retain the political cordiality in the Liberty Party. That means to bring the Liberty Party together, at least the misunderstanding between the two factions. So because of that, they had to disengage. The next thing they said, to drive Liberia to the rightful path through a Cummins vision. So all of the times the Ben Yomli and all of that, I think probably these were things that they were talking about, that a Yomli and Cummins could make a better Liberty Party with that Young and involving Musability and all of that agreement. So these were things that they said. The other thing they said, they never wanted to be excommunicated from the Liberty Party, but to support every political activities of the party, knowing fully well that the chairman Musability and he controls the executive committee of the political party. They have the right, but I want to believe that there are certain provisions on which if a party stalwart, goes against, you could be excommunicated from the party. They said they were not supporting the agenda of the party. They were not, in line with the Liberty Party statutes and all of that. So they never wanted to be excommunicated. So they have to come back to the Liberty Party. And one of the things they also said, they said to support a challenge agenda, to see the Bronskin legacy within the Liberty Party, and more besides, to see Bronskin going to the executive mansion, whether it could be through his daughter, Charlene, and all of that. So these are some of the counts. Yeah, these are some of the counts and the reasons why they say they will abandon the Yombi function. They will,
But then this seems to put Yombi is in hard zone. She's and because these people are not just 12 people, because they are coordinators for the party,
but they have their constituency,
and so they have their constituents, as you've said. So they have people who who look up to them, who follow their lead. And if she has gone to the Unity Party not to bring people from the Liberty Party to the Unity Party, then it doesn't augur well for her. I don't think the Unity Party will be happy about that. Take it or leave it. I think I heard them say that, according to their party constitution, you can't just take the party to another party in the form and manner in which she did. And they were not happy about that. She should have come back to them. She didn't come back to them. She disrespected them, and they're not going to take that lying down. And they've gone back home as prodigal sons. They've gone back to their party, the Liberty Party. It further tells you how, disintegrated the opposition is. Yombi cannot, go to a Unity Party alone. She has to come with people. If the people who she has to go with to show to the Unity Party that I am here and I'm powerful, those are the strong people in the Liberty Party. They are leaving her now and going to the CPP, and that doesn't augur well for her. I think she needs to.
You know what this shows, Letiti? Now, these things that are happening in the opposition validates what the people supporting the ruling position are saying.
Absolutely. There's no sense of direction right now. There is no sense of direction. The people in the opposition themselves cannot put themselves together. They are fighting against each other. John is going his way. Paul is going his way. Mary is coming her way. So it's a difficult thing.
What the people in the ruling position are doing,
what the Liberians are prepared for this kind of this.
What the people in the ruling position are doing, they are taking up much time. Like you see, the guys are doing, like Kanyo, the rest of the other people, they're taking much time to articulate.
Telling your people every day. We go to Facebook, we go to the radio. All we hear is more insult. The more you disintegrate, you just go against one another, and this person is leaving this other person, and it's really hard for
it shows a serious political and seriousness and
people really said that she was not able to bring the party together as a leader of the party, and they cannot follow her to the Unity Party. So it's a big blow to the Unity Party. But we already
out of time, so maybe we could take 5 calls.
5?
That's a small call, man.
So you guys are just talking plenty. You're not giving us. We didn't even talk about the
Nigeria issue and all of that, but we still do that. It's a continued.
We'll talk about that. We'll put a spotlight on that tomorrow.
Exactly.
So he says 5. I said 3.
Okay, no problem. Let's do 3 calls.
A few calls, and then our guest is already here, and then we go straight to him to talk about what's trending.
What he brings to the table.
What he brings to the table. So the number is 080-514-096, and you'll be live on Open Conversation, and you can weigh in on what we've said tonight.
Exactly.
Let's.
Good evening.
Good evening. Washington.
Good evening.
Let me say good to the main listener. Very worthy about Mexico. What is the special condition? When it comes to the Liberty Party, she will choose the base of the Liberty Party. You can take the basis of the Liberty Party.
Okay, for you.
Go ahead, 30 seconds, my man.
Let's start and say that young Kalawan rather control those issue, but how can the issue members some with ability and some with Senator Lawrence?
Okay.
Don't people control the party.
Okay, thank you, brother. Thank you. Good evening. Welcome, and what's your name? Where you call from?
Good evening. I'm Clifton Walker Hilton, and I phone from the capital. Quickly, I want to first lend my thoughts on the issue of the surgery that the Jibro mentioned.
You have 30 seconds, sir.
Yeah, I want to state on this public platform that it is not possible for somebody to go through such a major surgery and be back on his way to country today. The former vice president is currently en route back home.
Okay.
So that was a negative propaganda intended to undermine his victory ahead of the October 2023 election.
Okay.
It is a blatant lie.
Okay, did he have a rally in America?
Oh yeah, there was a rally.
How much was raised? How much did you guys raise?
Well, I'm not caught with the authority to disclose that.
But you are close to the authority to tell us that it was a blatant lie.
It's nothing about fraud or authority in that manner. That is the fact.
So you don't know how much you raised?
We are all logic and reasoning. Can somebody go through a major sector assess and do that?
We're not doctors, so we don't know whether it's major or it's minor.
Who was the major propaganda said?
We're not doctors, so we don't know whether
Everybody
it's major.
computer coins. Everybody knows public blackmail.
Okay, thank you very much. So we don't have the luxury of time. Good evening. Welcome, and what's your name? Where you call from? Good evening.
How are you, sir?
We're good, madam.
Go ahead, madam.
Yeah, this is Ben Kua, big joint from Maryland County Airport.
Oh, okay. Okay, Ben, let's hear you.
Yeah, TD analysis is good, but I tell you, TD, why is this country need to be reconciled? We need to rescue this country from the hands of the evil ones.
Okay.
I tell you, the powerful hands are behind us. Come October 10, we will be removed from power.
Thank you powerful hands.
Okay, thank you for your.
Let's just leave it that you said 3 calls.
Okay, so we're going to leave it at that.
Exactly.
And then we're going to usher in our guest
guest
this evening on our open conversation. We like the way, we keep it civil.
Oh yeah.
Keep it that way. Let's take a short break, and then we usher in our guest this evening on open conversation.
From the east to the west, north to the south, let's come together at home. They say you're not there, we stand, divided we fall. If we not celebrate, we do it for you. Voila, you forget that. You from Lova Country, you from Maryland. Voila, you from Rewa Sessu. I'm a bad way on your river, I'm up on the fine way. Nabila, I love Liberia, oh yeah yeah. Free land on liberty, Liberia, oh yeah yeah. I love Liberia, oh yeah yeah. They play for me and you, Liberia, oh yeah yeah. Oh yeah yeah.
I was raised in the swamp, but I chilled with my guns. Kept it on the low, but we fought for the bones. True son of the soil, I'm a prince in my own. Never gonna lie, me, I love LIB. Even though it's far, when we show we can face it. It's not a prophecy, I know that we can rise again. Holding my hand, I holding your own. United, we stand, divided, we fall. So that's what they say when I come with ball. When I chill on that side, and I get no bro. I got L to the O to the V and the E. If we fighting together, we can conquer this team. From the east to the west, then waving the flag from the north to the side. Yeah, that's joining the team. You go where you pella, you love my crown. Who kill it? Who got shown up?
I love Liberia, oh yeah yeah. Free land on liberty, Liberia, oh yeah yeah. I love Liberia, oh yeah yeah. They play for me and you, Liberia, oh yeah yeah. Oh yeah yeah.
Mama was born, yeah. Papa was born, yeah. They hold us together, the honey boy, yeah. Nabalike na koya bake na papa kubo. Nabalike na koya bake na papa kubo.
Welcome back to Open Conversation right here on ELBC Radio and online. And thanks for staying with us. We have our guests already with us in studio. Anthony Garrison Yelu, thank you so much for joining us this evening on Open Conversation. How are you?
Good. Yes, microphone.
What mic are you on for?
Yeah, mic 4.
Okay, good. Thank you for taking up your time to sit with us this evening on Open Conversation. How are you?
I'm doing good. I just came from Nimba.
Hey,
And I got here like 30 minutes ago, so I was just waiting.
wow. Thank you again, from that long road. And you're with us in studio this evening, but it's duty call, right?
Yes.
And you're going to be doing more of this as of Saturday, because I'm told that campaign open on Saturday, opens on Saturday. So a lot of this, you'll be in Nimba and wherever you are, and then we'll be talking some politics, whether you're just from, a little Billige, a little
I
town,
think I'll
and
put
people, you
the lines to open again.
Okay,
Yeah, very good.
and we'll still have to bug you and say we need to talk about something, and then you thereby tells us about your preparedness to hit the ground running. But tell us something a little bit about your status and your public service in Liberia.
Okay, thank you. Well, I started first in the public sector at the Ministry of Public Works, where I work with the procurement department. And then I transitioned to the legislature, where I serve as a representative of District Number 4, Nimba County. And while serving there, I first started as member of the Committee on Information and Broadcasting Tourism. And then I was also members on the Committee on Waste, Means and Finance, also Public Account, Public Corporation, and Autonomous Agency. And then later on, I was elevated to the rank and the position of co-chair on public accounting expenditure. Then later appointed chairperson of the committee for the State Enterprise Autonomous Agency and Public Corporations. And then later on also as a co-chair on the committee on the investment concession. Then after the 2017 election, I transitioned to the judiciary, where I serve as a defense counsel, representing indigent in Masurado, assigned in Masurado. Started from the Ghana Magisterial Court to the Pinsville Magisterial Court, Monrovia City Hall, and then to Criminal Code D, where I was representing indigent there.
Well, now you're the deputy campaign manager for the ruling party. That seems to be a very huge task. How well will you fit into this role? Especially, and I'm asking you this question because the name Garrison Yelu is known. I know you from the legislature. You served a second term, right?
First time.
You served one term at the legislature. You did not come back to the legislature, and now you're serving in this role. You've been appointed as deputy campaign manager for the ruling party. This seems to be a very huge task. How do you intend to go about this?
Well, for me, I love challenges, and in my life, I like to take up a challenge, and I want to always be somebody seeing like making the impossible possible. And I hear from the district that in the reasonable understanding, you would say, compared to two counties, because Gbedege's actually the registered voter in Gbedege's is almost 80,000.
80,000.
Yeah.
So before you go further, the registered voters in Nimba County are how many?
It's 307,000.
307,000.
Yeah, a little over 307,000.
A little over 307,000. And you are from Gbelige, right?
Gbelige Sanctuary District, one of the six sanctuary districts in Nimba. And there are almost 80,000 registered voters there. So, coming back to the tax you talk about, in 2008, while working at the Ministry of Public, we started a movement called the Dodo movement in Nimba.
Daughters?
Yeah, Dodo, my middle name.
Oh, Dodo.
The Dodo movement in Nimba. And we started growing gradually because at the same time, we have this local NGO called the Global Youth Initiative that we're working with the women groups, the youth, and then we have a motto and slogan saying, reaching the unreached. So we started to do community services to people and then intervene where we see problems, the breaches, farm activities. We were trying to intervene with them. Then we started to build our political movement called the Dodo movement from 2008. From 2008, we started slowly, gradually in district number 3 and 4. Then when the election came, we were thinking that district number 3, because at the time we was just one district first. So we were thinking that we were going to stay there. So, but then after the demarcation, we went to district number 4. So Dodo movement was squarely focusing on district number 4. From that, we started working district number 3, in district number 4, district number 5, district number 6, part of district number 7, and this part of district number 9. So all the areas I named to you you have the movement there. And now, according to our database, you have over, the last time I checked, it was around 39,000, little over 700, 39,700 plus valid members of the movement.
Of the Dodo movement.
In Nima.
Okay.
So that is telling you that we are growing. And our strength, we prove ourselves.
You were growing because you had an ambition to become senator of the county.
Yeah, because in 2020, we contested to be the senator.
Mm-hmm.
And
you came what, third?
Third.
Okay.
And it was the first time that we set a very different history in Nima.
What do you mean by that?
Because it was the first time that the community people were raising money, giving it to us to go in campaign.
Why?
Because of love.
Or the community people just love you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so
when we're talking in Monrovia, people think that maybe we're boasting. But I can tell you, go and do your independent work in the district number 3, 4, 5, and check there and see the level of love the people have.
Was it a mistake that they didn't re-elect you?
No, what happened, it was above me. It was serious. Some games were playing. And where we is above us, the case went to the Supreme Court. And those who went to law school, they read the case and they know what happened. But, the court rule. And we accepted because as a lawyer, when they found out a bit of just the rules, we must accept it.
Okay.
So I'm decided to move
forward. What makes you think that this time around it's not going to be a bit above you?
No, not above me, because one of the things that have always worked against me in Nima is authority.
Okay, so you have authority in your favor now. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, sure. Because every time people are saying, in fact, most of the time they go campaign and say, you're over Garrison. In 2017, we'll take it from him. You can do your independent investigation. You say you'll vote for him, you will take it from him. 2020, they said the same
So
thing.
the people voted for you, the law took it from you. Is that what you're saying?
I just saying the people voted for me and it's above me. But I just want to say to you, in Nima, when people are talking about Nima, sometimes they don't like to follow people's background. My grandfather was on the table when they were establishing Nima, and he was one of those that championed the name Nima today, Woto Mongo. And he's the founding father of Gbeleghe Sanctuary District. So when you discuss in Nima, there's no way you can discount my family, because then they were called the royal family. To even go in the place, the things there, you must know how you are going, and there must be special dispensation given you.
Okay.
So my mother is a daughter of Woto Mongo.
What does that mean? Is that a town or what?
No, Woto Mongo is a paramount chief, clan chief, paramount chief. He established the Gbeleghe Sanctuary District, and then he was representative of Nima County.
Okay.
So our background is not just from any background that you.
So you're deeply rooted, is that what you say?
Nima politics.
Okay.
So when people, are you getting popular? Your popularity, where is coming from? Look, when I give you the historicity about me coming to politics, you will not believe it. I was called because I have a dream of my grandfather, and he said, go and do the work that I didn't complete. You will go more than where I was.
What does that mean?
I just have a dream. He said, you have to be called to run and you have to accept it. I would never think of being a politician, honestly.
Okay.
I wanted to be my private life, practice law, and move forward. But when I had that dream, and then coincidentally, the day I had the dream, the same time, my mother had the same dream too. And then she told me, say, since my father died in 1990, it's the first time that I'm seeing him. And she too was against me to be into politics. From that day, she started supporting my ambition. So my coming to politics, and some of the things he said those days, he said, look, you will pass through some humiliation because I went through the same way.
There's a vision come true, right?
And today, I'm sitting at the governance commission as chairperson. You know what I'm saying? He did not go there. So it's some of the job that he said he did not do, I want to do it. Now it's coming to reality.
Okay.
And the responsibility, like they come back to the issue you raised about the position or to serve on the campaign committee and the vice chair for administration. I think it brings a lot on the table. Today, just yesterday, I was in Bioyola. If you go on Facebook, you see, I could even send you the videos. People told me to enter the town. You see, you don't have to rock out.
Why?
Of love, happiness. They say the fact that President Weah will think about Beleghe Sanctuary District, take a song from them, put it on the campaign team, it means that he has given them responsibility.
Okay.
Yes.
So they're not taking it lightly, right?
Even just imagine my appointment as the chairperson of Governance Commission. They never talk it lightly if we're talking about on the campaign team. So they feel that this president gets special interest in us. The fact that he took our son since 1964, no president ever appointed a son of the district to lead or to head any governmental agency. The first stand for Beleghe Sanctuary District, it was President Weah.
Do you think the people are going to give back to President Weah
our people are not ungrateful. And today, maybe sincere to you, go and do your own assessment there.
But Senator Johnson is also telling them to vote for the opposition.
But Senator Johnson, I'm not a news person to Senator Johnson because 2020, in fact, in Tua River 2017, all of the time Senator Johnson campaigned against me in Berkeley. I defeated his candidate in Berkeley. He campaigned against me in Garpley. I defeated his candidate there. He campaigned against me in Mandiapley. I defeated his candidate there. He campaigned against me in Bayvon, where I defeated his candidate there. In Bio Ganagli, I defeated his candidate there. In Bio Yola, all the places he campaigned in 2017 against me, I defeated his candidate. In 2020, Senator Johnson, I made him since he left from Liberia to wear military gear to go campaign. It was because of me.
What do you mean by that?
He complete military outfit to go campaign to intimidate the people at that time, telling them even your vote for Garrison, I will take it from him. This is an open record in Nima. You know what I'm saying? Now the point have turned around. I have authority on my side. So Senator Johnson does not have that one advantage that he have ever had over me 2 times. 2017 and 2020, he does not have it again.
So what makes President Weah, your standard bearer, different from all of the other people who are contesting in that county, in the country? But I'm bringing it back to Nimba County. What is the difference in Nimba that the ruling party?
Not just Nimba. Let's take Liberia as a whole.
I want to do a little bit with Nimba before you come to Liberia.
I will come to Nimba because we got to be holistic. You talking about? You asking me about?
You campaign, deputy campaign manager.
National issue there.
I agree.
I need come to that. Let's look at first 170 years to the 5.5 years that President Weah have been in. In 170 years, for example, we had 2 major public hospitals in Liberia. The JFK and Jackson Fiado, up to tax. In 170 years. In 5.5 years, President Weah had 3. The 14th Military Hospital, the Emory Hospital in Bapodo, and the new Redemption Hospital in Corway. Because we're talking about health. Let's see who is doing more in health. This man in 5.5 years, he got 3 major facilities. COVID-19 came. You know what? Liberia tapped the list and was doing well with COVID-19 because we have the 14th Military Hospital. And in that day, it would have been the same situation with Ebola.
Okay.
I listened to people arguing the last time that Minister Tua maybe he was not exact with the figure. Assuming with our meeting that he was not exact with the figure. Let's say in 170 years we heard that we have paved, after paving is a little over 700 kilometers, isn't so? Then President Weah, in 5.5 years, you say he have paved, if they established that he paved, after paving is around 350 or 320, like the argument, I don't know the exact figure. Who is doing well? 170 years, you get 700.
Is Nimba benefiting anything that you believe that
Nimba is one of those counties that benefiting
for President Weah?
Nimba is one of those counties that really benefiting in terms of roads.
What is Nimba benefiting?
The road from Gamta to Yikipa on a very slow pave prior to President Weah coming to power. When he went, because people don't understand. They say, that Metal City paying that money. No. Metal City pay 40 million of that money. The Liberian government paid the rest of the money. Because that road was not meant to be a full AFAS pavement. It was meant to be what they call double chip ceiling. It was not complete quota. So when President Weah took over, he doubled the effort. He said, look, the road have to reach Yekepa. I was born in Yekepa. I grew up in Yekepa all through my life. The first time I ever went to my home to spend complete 1 month was in 1995. So I mean, all through my life, I was in Yekepa. So I'm just telling you, not just that. The second part, to do Guatu. People say, oh, the African Development Bank project, fine. But who pays the RAPs? The Resettlement Action Plan, who pays it? It was the president, we are government. If you're not given that money to pay the people who have their coffee, their cocoa, their horses on the road, today the road that are rich can't play, who are being can't play. Today, see, I'm coming from Nima, I left 5 from Campley, I'm here.
You left 5 this evening.
This
and you're
evening,
here.
when we're talking, I was between Ganta and Banga. Then
Sure.
to say I'm closer to you, but that phone call. But to tell you that if I would leave Campley 5 and now I'm here, then you should understand that we should be grateful to our men who the road I used to spend 6-7 hours on the days before we reach Ganta. I can just drive only for 20 minutes to 25 minutes to be in Ganta.
Do you think the people of Nimba County are grateful for that?
Go there, Titi, you will know. Not just that.
I don't know, because it's your task to
That,
convince
no, but
them.
you are a journalist to go. I know my tax. And for me, I'm the boastful Ted. What I want to be, my result.
What result? What is the percentage? What do you think? How many of the Nimbayans are you going to give to this?
Beat the 2005 target of 32,000 that CDC got in Nima. Because the higher vote in first round in Nima was in 2005. And we are thinking about
In 2005?
Yeah. So, President Weir, then Ambassador Weir came first in Nima with 32,000 plus vote. And then Dr. Cotto came second to him with 30,000 plus vote.
Okay.
So this year,
Mhm.
we want to repeat that. And because we want not repeating with 32,000 because we know we have growth in population.
Okay.
So we are thinking about tripling that target to 100,000, or the minimum should be about 85, which should be like bringing 2 counties more together for him.
I don't understand it. I didn't understand your calculation.
My calculation is
Mhm.
we thinking
Mhm.
this time around,
Mhm.
instead of the highest of CDC in Nima in first round, that have to do with 32,000. The first round, we are targeting between 90 to 100,000.
In the first, do you believe that CDC is going to win on the 1-round ballot?
For the work we are doing, sure, nothing else to hold us. We just need to put our mechanics into place properly. For the work we're doing, if we continue on the pace we on, trust me, that 1-round victory.
This 32,000 number you're calling, is it from the last elections?
I said 2005 was the highest that CDC put in the first round.
Okay.
And you know, that
So what about this gun election?
it was CDC in Nimba was around 16,000. And now we don't right now 16,000. Not even know what we'll be talking about in Nimba now.
Is that the
In the first
number?
round.
Okay,
In the
yeah,
first round.
yeah, because
Yes.
in the first round,
In the
it was
first
in
round.
16,000.
Yeah, 16,000.
With Senator Johnson's support to the CDC,
Then it came to a little over, I think it was around 50 something thousand.
are you going to beat that number?
I will beat that number heads on.
How are you going to do that?
Just watch and see. I will beat that number heads on. Did I tell you?
What is it?
The
What is it
senator-
you're depending on?
I guess-
Talk is they say it's cheap.
Titi,
Yes, sir.
a man who could go and live in the
What
senatorial,
connection? What
your
human
senatorial
touch
election,
do you have?
senatorial election,
Mhm.
a man who goes with 5,000 US and got over 16,000 votes. Just 5,000 counted like Nima. Where you have people using 200,000, 300,000, millions, and this and that. Because I'm connected to the people.
Are you more connected than Senator Johnson is?
Senator Johnson is on benevolent achievement.
What do you mean by that?
Because in the past,
Mm.
he goes with the perception always that, well, I fought the war for you and you have to pay me back.
And the people believe him.
So, because there have not been proper authority when it comes to that particular thing that you're holding on to.
What is the alternative now?
Now we have Roland Duo. Roland Duo fought in this country for 14 years. He does not have any bad records as it relates to his fighting. And he cut across Nimba. His father actually is a Manam, his mother is a Gil, but he was born in the Gil area in district number 4 in Beregle. And then he grew up in district number 3 in Campley. He went to school in Campley until the Civil War. So, rolling duo whole life, it happy rolling duo, me and Gompo Kagon, Anthony Quimpa. You know what you have done? You are taking that whole body get vote for rolling duo.
So you're supporting Roland Duo, right?
But I see you can end who I will support.
Okay.
Like,
So you think that,
my responsibility as the deputy now is to make sure that all of the citizens can win. That's my cardinal responsibility. So if I cannot produce representatives and senators from my county, they are not worth it. So that what you see, weekend I'm in Nima. Can't have done started, but you can't stop me from going on my farm to greet my people for the Swallow GB together. We're having conversation.
It's good.
Yeah. We'll go to Swallow GB, we'll go Monyon, we'll dance there, we'll come down from Monyon.
so do you think that Senator Johnson has a hard tax now?
No,
With,
honestly, Senator Johnson have a hard tax. You know what? In previous elections, most of the people have focused their activities in Sanikole, Ganta, and Sekepie. But this election, with the presence of the people that are Honorable Wadi Sewa, Donami, Anthony Quimpa, Roland Duog, Honorable Gompo Kagon, all the guys, our focus is not ready because we know we get our men that can do well in the Regina men, the other guys, they are in the manner there to fight there for us. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So we are dividing Nima into 2 regions. The other group will be in the other region, and we will be in the other region that people have not been focusing. Because what happens is that Senator Johnson goes to the point and says, you know what happened? They put on lecture. You see all the things they're doing in Uganda, they're doing in San Nicolas, they're doing, you know, that come and defeat this policy. Then when they pull on outside, yeah, say that's true. That's why they're not coming to all. But this time around, I have nothing to be doing my river all the weekend.
So is your focus now only on Nimba, or as a deputy campaign manager, you're going to go beyond Nimba? Or are you just, you know, is that your
You know,
target?
Nima is a swing state.
What does that mean?
It means if you go on your side, the first one we're talking about is possible. If you get Nima now, you just get 50% of the polls are going to turn out on election. The man, Senator Johnson, when he's on the ballot, it had just been 67%. So if we just fight and get 50% of those who are going to vote on October 10, we don't need second round. So why should we sit down here when we have the tools in our hand? We can't take advantage of it so we can make the thing to be one round. So Nima is very key with the work the guys are doing in Lofa and what we are doing in Nima. And with the work they are also doing in Bon County. That is the state that get the number. For my Guinea that I live, I'm no go zone for CDC.
What do you mean when you say it's a no-go zone for CDC?
My sister, in 3-4 elections, you know, CDC have been always.
So it's a no-go zone for the opposition.
I'm no-go zone for the opposition, sorry to say. No-go zone for the opposition. And let me tell you, I'm one of the lawyers for most of the big families in District 1-2 in Margibi. And I served them pro bono.
Okay, so you think they're going to pay you back, right?
In fact, when they named me that day, you know what happened?
No.
I was just like overlooking it, but then when I went the crowd in our area that was around, they celebrating for me. I was like, wow, what's going on here?
The last time I listened to Senator Johnson, he had a press conference. He had a problem with the donation the president gave a bus to a school over there, and he says that that's not what the people want. And he showed his strength when the Unity Party turned the Standard Bearer was taken to Nimba County, and he believes that all of what you people are doing is just, you know, fooling President Weah, but he has control over Nimba County. Now you're saying he's on what benevolence? What do you mean?
The gesture he received is a benevolent gesture.
Okay, so
I'm gonna come to that issue. Have you been in Campley? We know usually when Senator Johnson goes Campley, he used the wider area to the parking where people can't go. But you see, at the intersection of the road going to Doguatu, they put the canopy right there, and you carry over 65 to 70 cars with human beings inside, trucks with human beings inside. You see, you pull cars. Okay, that's good. I'm a son of Brother guy carrying bus for the people. When they saw the crowd, Senator Johnson was forced to have press conference the next day. Not just that. Compare the crowd. All the officials in their party went there. Compare with the crowd approved again yesterday when the people say they wanted to appreciate the president for on my behalf. In Yola. And you know, one thing I know about the Nima people, if they don't like you, you can get your 10 cow and put it here, they will not come. They will be going their farm.
What do you mean?
When Nima may not like you, especially from our side, they don't pretend. They don't pretend. You come in, they're going home on their farm. Those who love you, they will be the one in town.
Are you trying to say that Senator Johnson has lost relevance in parts of Nimba, especially where you come from?
Let me tell you, I told you, I said the strategy has always been people not focusing there. And he take advantage of it. You know, Senator Johnson is somebody who playing to the kind of game.
What game?
A game that, a bling game. You say, oh, they put on like you and this and that, then it turn around. But I just want to tell you that in Nimba, we have found a very strong team all over Nimba. The likes of Wilfred Bangora, Melvin Yellow, Anthony Kuyompa, Sadra Doki, Miss Bay, what they say, what Duna, and the list goes on. Saint-Man, Regina Man, our current county inspector, Magnum, all the guys, nobody is sitting. Nobody is sleeping because it's a tax for us. You know why? We on a mission to rescue the image of our country.
Why?
Oh, our mission is that this senator to us, President Weah, was our nephew. This senator to us, the name man me my son, my child. And he gave President Weah a man named Sekozi. He said, "See our own." In 2017. This person has been very, very grateful to the love he received from the senator and the people of Nimba. And most of the things we talk about today rose all over our country. Our country get it. Now, before then, for people to leave town, they to go Tapeta, it would take them 2 weeks. Now you can drive from here now and go straight, you reach Tapeta. The person never forget about the generosity of the Nimba people. You got to pay them back.
And you think the people are going to pay the year back?
2018, the senator and the president were the best of friends. 2019, they were the best of friends. 2020, the same thing. 2021, the same thing. 2022, the same thing. Then this year, 5 years, good, everything. And you know, we are traditionally entrenched country. If you say the man is your nephew, and you think that he had drafted from the agreement, as in quote unquote, every day we have agreement, the president is not going by the agreement, and the agreement, we are yet to see the agreement in the public, then you go back to the elders and say, "You're our nephew." We have this understanding. What is happening? The elder will call him, "President, we are not above our elders because his mother is from Dobblestown. So he owe it to them." He will go. I never knew as Senator Johnson mother was from Dobblestown. In 2021 went to run the campaign when the poll told me, say, "Our son is the president. We will vote for you because the bill you found numbers from there." And I came second to Edith there. You get what I'm saying? But 2023, our son will be coming to you people. Even during the launch of my campaign, I mean, during my last campaign rally in country, people left from that Billion Dollar region to go there. If you enter Ken 1 now, or you go to Glanstown, just say Garrison. There's all our son there. I have name there. All the young people there.
What are you insinuating? Because I hear you giving us history from what, how President Weah and Senator Johnson have been together, and last minute of time, Senator Johnson has drifted away. Are you saying traditionally the people are not going to accept that because
traditionally you are taking somebody to the elders and say the man is our nephew. And your nephew had done something that you don't like. What the next thing you go back to the same people that you took the man to? You see?
And Senator Johnson did not do that.
And they don't do that. Just last year, Senator Johnson and the president were in country. He praised this president. And then he said the bus is not a priority, but just for me to go to Campley. The children, when I said since 1952, no government ever thought of us. This president give a bus. You know what is happening? The first thing when they may give you one, appreciate the one and ask for more. Don't condemn it. Who told you it's not a priority when the children they feel that they say on bus on their test drive, the screens almost that whole day we gotta be buying fuel for them because they won't go all around to do go out to go all in the area to carry their bus. The other group when can't say no, the other group gotta go. You understand? At least things that we see other people doing in other countries, this president bring at least the children in camp they can benefit from government to see bus there. Now, when they're going for game now, they don't need to go pay money to charter or rent a bus. Like I told them, I said, well, for me, I'm responsible for the driver of the bus for the next 1 year until the Ministry of Education can put the person on payroll. We will be paying the person, we'll provide a fee until the Ministry of Education can see how they can get the appropriation from the Ministry of Finance to maintain the bus. And the same thing Orodona is doing to inbound. And look at the Nima community card. You see the happiness of the people there that day. So I'm just telling you, Titi, this president is doing a lot. I mean, tell you, yeah, there was a lady the last time, she almost made me cry in Campley. You did my son? Paying children, school fee was a challenge for me. I got 3 of my children in the University of Liberia. Today, no one gives me a hard time because the president is responsible to pay for them. See, look at my 3 children that are graduating this year. I don't even know what they call paying for WAS fee. Who pay that money at the president here? And they say, as you go again, let me give you the phone. On Saturday, there were people on radio can the party guys went there. They got nothing to say. You have to insult me whole day. And this lady, the morning, or lady went to me and said, you know what happened? I told my husband, I'm going to pack my bag and go back home until he goes back and apologize to you and join your king. I said, what, man? Say, I'm a farmer. You're somebody who feel for with the native people. Since you started working in government, even when you're representative for district of food, you can't complain. When we come to you, you will see that you're man home. You will listen to us. You will always chip in. Then my husband will come insult you. I told him, I said, my no having will face it. He said, I told him already. If he can't come,
so are you the next Senator Johnson who
No. I
heard you say that your father said that you saw your father in the dream, and he says, "Where I didn't reach, you're going to reach there." Are you the next president?
No. I want to compare myself with Senator Johnson because you see, human beings we are all made in a very distinct and different ways. Senator Johnson has his own way of life, and I have my own way of life. But what I can boast of is that God loves me.
God loves everybody.
Yeah, I'm talking about everybody.
God loves everybody. Yeah.
Didi, please speak for yourself.
I know God loves everybody.
No,
right?
God loves me.
My point is,
God loves me. So I'm talking about me. I don't know how much God loves you, but I know God loves me too much.
Yeah, God loves you too much until you are taking Senator Johnson's place now. Senator Johnson.
God knows my heart for the people.
So what is Senator Johnson's heart for the people?
Senator Johnson has for the people is that he built one beautiful school in Ganta where the children paying school fees. My heart for the people is that I get over 37 projects. That my name is now on one when I serve as representative in district number 4.
What are you insinuating?
I'm saying
that the one school
I gave to the people back, I don't take away from them.
Who takes away from them?
At least the other men who build school and take school fees, take away from them.
What is, what has changed? I know you've talked about, some of the things that have changed. Senator Johnson has, a contender now that he has to pay more attention to if he has to come back to the legislature. What are his chances of coming back to the legislature? And what do you think has changed? Because
today I will speak. Senator Johnson does not even have a fitting structure in the country as a senator for 18 years.
What do you mean?
It's terrible for him.
Say he has a school.
I said, school, is it a political structure for you? I mean, you go somewhere. Let me tell you, there are places you go in Nima now. I'm not talking about District 1, District 8, and District 9. Huh? But you go to District 3, part of District 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, and part of 9. So you say, someone was saying, say, I'm the chairperson for the other movement. I'm the cheerleader for the other movement. That's what they call structure in the area. You get what I'm saying?
Mm.
Or the other movement are having a big reconciliation program in BOU that a few days. And we try to get 150 dozens of t-shirts. If you look at the program, the 150 dozens are like nothing because you're talking about over 39,000 valid members. And every day people coming, join the team. So just t-shirts, you go, you need more than 40,000 t-shirts to really convince the people. Let me tell you one thing. The advantage we have is all true. Our message is coordinated, is corroborated, it's not confusing.
What is that message?
The message is continuity and for the person to continue the good work and complete it. You know, it's an irony when you are telling the people to give you 27 years and you say that you're not get president, we are just 12 years.
What makes it an irony? Are you trying to say that Senator Johnson doesn't have anything to
Maybe I'm not saying anything. I'm saying to you,
in Nimba County,
this Senator Johnson, did you cover the legislature? During our time, we have the legislative support project, and like 2 senators in Nimba were giving, I think, 400 and some more thousand each. I know Senator Groupie built the chief compounds with his own in Campley. He built a school in Glamstown. He built clinics in some areas. Kindly ask my senator what happened to the 400 and some more thousand that were given in a year.
He built a school that you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. And
is that the only thing that he has in the county?
The only thing Senator Johnson get in that county. That's really school, and he hosts around his school there. That's all.
Wow.
And to tell you horse, I have personal thing. We all get horses in Nimba. I got horses in Ganta. I get a house in Camp. I get a house.
So you believe that the people have not gotten anything much from Senator Johnson?
You know the first thing Senator Johnson goes to Nimba only election time.
How will you say that Nimba is just right here?
I'm telling you. Senator Johnson goes to Nimba only election time. Since he left 2017, the time he went back to district number 4 and district number 3 was in 2020.
Are the people
and this year
about that?
Mama,
do you really care about that?
Mama, you know the problem you see about Nimba, you think that us in Nimba, we don't take some of the issues serious. Identity is key in Nimba. And working for the people, your association with the people is very important. Let me tell you here, there are people that left the legislature today, you call their name, someone, no one get time for them. They are disconnected completely. People don't even value them.
Why do you think so?
Because maybe they were disconnected to their people. But today, you know, several times you saw me around Pins, you go to all the ministerial codes and all the codes that are serving as public defender or people say, that everything you do in the County
business. In a court, you never helped me in a court anyway.
I pleaded a court, so and you will not pay me.
So this is Open Conversation on ELBC Radio, and we are playing host to Anthony Garrison Yelu. He's the deputy campaign manager of the Coalition for Democratic Change. He comes from Nimba County. You've been listening to him. He's talking about, you know, what he can do, and he says it's going to double the numbers or triple the numbers. Senator then President Weah got from, he was senator, right?
No, he was peace ambassador in 2005.
Yeah, but he was running as president, right?
Yeah, running as president.
And he's going to triple the numbers President Weah got from Nimba County. And he said he got 30-something thousand.
32,000.
Okay, so he's going to triple that number. He believes that President Weah can win on a one-round victory. Nimba County, if you're listening to me, I want to hear from you this evening because you have your son here. He talks more about Belege. That's when I call your name, that's what I remember. Belege Statutory District. Call us on 0880-514-096, and you'll be live on Open Conversation. Let's talk a little bit with Anthony Yelu.
Yeah, good evening, Titi, and let me say good evening to the chairman of the Governance Commission.
Yes, yeah.
You know, the chairman of the Governance Commission has blatantly violated the act establishing the commission. And this act of grave and flagrant violation is occurring under the watchful eyes of President Weah.
What is the violation there? What does the act say?
Okay. Section 3.2 of the Governance Commission Act mandates the commission to promote good governance by advising, designing, and formulating appropriate policies and institutional arrangements. Now, you come down to the chairman. Let's go back.
No. I come into. Let's go back. You say what? The violation is what?
Yeah. Okay. Let me read for you the violation.
Mm-hmm.
I'll read for you the brief. I'll turn the summary around the responsibility of the commission.
Yeah. What is?
Okay. Let me go back to the 3.2.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Before I come to the chairman own violation.
But the chairman violation.
Okay. Then the chairman violation can be found on section 5.3.4.
What does it say?
Thank you. It states that the commissioners must maintain a non-partisan stance to prevent the commissioners' agenda and processes from being influenced from political biases. He also violated section 5.1.3 of the Code of Conduct of Public Officials, which explicitly prohibits public officials from engaging in political activities while in office. Look, today.
Okay, let me hold you.
1 minute, please. We cannot build a democratic environment with these kinds of willful and frequent disrespect for the rule of law.
Okay.
You want to canvass for President Weah because you believe on his performance credential as far as his 5 to 6 years regime is concerned, then resign. You cannot occupy such a position that brings so much to the public policy dispensation of our country, and at the same time be an active participant in political campaign.
Okay, hold on now. You've said yes. Hold on, let me respond to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You didn't call your name. I'm sorry that you didn't call your name. So anything I say, don't say that. I'm sure you did respect. You say who?
Carl Hilton.
I'm Clifton Walker Hilton.
Hilton.
Okay, Mr. Walker.
Okay, thank you. And your name sounds good because you're talking about the code of conduct. You were already in Liberia here in 2017 when all of the ministers were campaigning. They were named on campaign team. It was not violation because it's President Weah and he's now a Liberian. So it's a violation. So when it is for Bwaka in 2017, it was not violation. But when it is for President Dr. George Manneh Weah, it's a violation. You see how biased you are? So you ever call on this station and said all those ministers that were campaigning for Unity Party in 2017, they should resign? Who told you that you should resign? You said people who are contesting. I'm not contesting. You said non-partisan. Am I a partisan? No, I am a Liberian citizen. So the right to association is guaranteed within our constitution. So the constitution is starting which one supersedes? The constitution. I get my right. Just as your people have their right yesterday when they were serving in the Unity Party government, that's the same right I enjoy in the CDC-led government. So don't think that I'm not a partisan, but I'm a Liberian citizen and I have a right when it's good to support the person when he's doing his best. So I violated no laws. If you think that I violated the law, take advantage of it and go to court.
Let's hear this caller.
Hello, this is Senator Johnson.
Oh, Senator Johnson, how are you?
I'm great. I want to say hello to the Anthony in the studio, Garrison Yelu.
Okay.
I want to say, first of all, he's working to protect his job.
Is that a bad thing?
Yes, to say Senator Johnson has no grip on the country, no influence, is not loved by the people. is just a joker. Let us see the result of the election. I don't like to fool people. They are deceiving President here. The money they gave them is wrong is the reason why they talk the way they talk. The end of the day, madam, you will see for yourself. Nimba County will never vote for President Weir.
Why? Why, Senator Johnson? Why do you think Nimba County will never vote for President Weir?
There are lots of reasons, some of which I cannot say on the radio now, some of which you know.
Why did you support President Weir? Why did you take President Weir to the people of Nimba County the last elections? And now you're saying that Nimba County can never support President Weir.
We are not opening a debate here. I just call in to say what Honorable Garrison Yelu is saying to you or to the people of this country who are hearing him speaking this night is not true, and the facts will be revealed at the end of the day.
Senator Johnson,
challenge me is not even the real duo. It's too small for me. I would beat them flat, and the first day won't get it.
Senator Johnson, Senator Johnson.
Yeah, you see, I don't have anything in the country. It's not true.
Senator Johnson,
I say you have a school, Senator. You have a school, but the students are paying school fees.
Who give me $400,000?
Yeah, when we were, Senator, I'm not providing information. When we were in the legislature, there was money given to all of the senators in Nima. No, Senator, I'm not providing information. You and Senator Grupi, I will provide a document to the people of Nima for you to account. Senator, you have to account for the $430,000 that you received.
Is that true?
Senator, please.
Money that was given to people.
Your project. Where are your projects? Where are your projects, Senator?
Nobody money.
Senator, where are your projects?
You spoke now. Let me speak.
Okay, Senator Johnson.
I'm not telling you are deceiving us here, and you will never tell Nima County what and see. God bless you.
Senator, can I ask you a question, please?
Yes, madam.
Okay. Do you know about the money he's talking about, the $400,000 that you receive? Yours? Did you receive any money from Liz?
Madam, thank you for asking. There's a big surprise. Let me show the evidence. No lawmaker received $400,000. That's the truth. Can I put it into my school? No. That school cost $5.5 million. Go inside there, everything is for you. How did I get the money? You don't know the story? Ask me a question.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
School before just came to power. I started doing the school when Madam Salim was in power.
$5.5 US, Senator?
Yeah, $5.5
US dollars?
Yeah, US
dollars. 17 acres of land, yes.
Okay.
Senator, can I ask you this question? Besides the school in Nimba County, what other projects do you have in the county?
What property?
Yeah, what other project do you have in the county for the people of Nimba County?
I did a lot for the people, and that's why they respond to me positively all the time. They give me 18 years, I'm going back again.
That was not my question, sir.
If I had done nothing for the people of Nimba, they won't receive me. Look, there was a lot of stories that was spread recently in Nimba, Belgrade, district you're talking about, that the people should not receive us. When I took the rescue train,
Senator, you have not answered my question, though. I hear you talk about the school. I'm asking, besides the school, what other project do you have in Nimba County?
Madam,
yes, sir.
I don't boast. The people know what I have done.
But you can't tell us on the radio what you've done, sir. You haven't said, besides the school, you haven't said that, you have this other project. You've been in power for 18 years.
Well, I cannot build a university in this state alone.
Okay, so that's what you have to show, right?
Nimba County has the highest number of high schools in Nigeria next to Masarano. When our children graduate from high school, they come to Monrovia. It's too costly to come to Monrovia. Whether our transportation house rent. So we brought a university to the doorstep that is another university in the country.
And you think that is the reason why they should give you 3 times 9, 27, right? 27 years at the legislature.
That's another project. Even the clinic in Bonanti, I've done a lot of work. I did a school in Mali. I did a lot of work. I did a desert in Drogoton. I did a lot of work. I don't publicize it. Because the love the people have for me is more greater than what I have done for them.
That love seems to be dying away, don't you think so?
No. It's increasing. It's increasing. The anointing It's too much. It's not the same.
Okay,
Senator,
You seem to be very afraid. Do you have a base in Nimba County?
I got a strong base. Nimba County is the base.
Where in Nimba?
All over Nimba, not particular area. I'm telling you.
Where's your base in Gallagher? Statutory district. In Gallagher Statutory District, where is your base?
There is something you said to Garrison Yelu. He said talking is cheap. Talking is cheap, so he talks a whole lot.
Do you have offices in the county?
Madam, we're not debating here.
Okay, Senator.
Senator, I want to inquire one thing from you, Senator. Senator Johnson, you spoke about $5.5 million. You've been a senator for the last 18 years. Did you build a school from your personal pockets and salaries, or did you have any internet?
I built a school from loan, from a book I wrote, from contributions, from many great people whose names are listed in the books we have.
You work with international people to give you money, right?
I got contribution from a lot of people, even in Liberia.
So is the university free?
I got a contribution from Harry Breeze. I got contribution from Francis Cooper. I got contribution from Musa Bilite. I got contribution from a lot of other friends.
President, we have ever contribute to the project because you guys were
never. Never.
Okay, Senator. Senator, we hope to talk to you sometime on the on this show. So that you
you are our dancing. So thank you for calling me.
What?
EFBC was speaking on this night.
Yes, yes, sir.
All right, you see, so I know what is happening, but I am saying to you.
What is happening?
Please wait and see the result. Please wait. October 10 is the D-Day.
Okay.
all right, Senator.
Okay, Senator. Thank you. Thank you for your input.
Thank you.
Going forward, I just want to make one few clarity on my skill senator.
Okay.
Before I forget. Senator, the first thing you agree that there were money given, but it went to Lace. But we are yet to see the 2 times you received this money, because when we were in the legislature, we said we should with the representative and we should take over the money. You said no. And you say you want to control the senator, want to control their money. And we know several senators who use their money in their counties. I would just want to be honest and happy with you to just name those projects that you carry out in Nimba with your own of 430,000, not just that today. The senator said the popularity keep increasing. It's not true.
Oh, you said that. He said
Senator Johnson won in 2005 or close to 100,000 votes in Nimba. 2014. Yeah, 2014. He won with 37,000 votes.
So it's decreasing.
So it's not true. The statistics there. So you know
struggle if
I'm coming at TV for me. I little get facts. Go to the next website.
Okay.
And check it. Let the senator come and say I'm lying. Senator Johnson had one of the highest number in 2005. What happened in 2014? We struggled for him. We were part of the NUDP. We struggled.
Okay.
In 2011, when we funded the NUDP, Senator Johnson was around 67%. This going election, he came to 53%. How would you say popularity is increasing when you came from 67, you came down to 53? I'm talking math. I'm not just guessing.
So what do you think is going to happen this time around?
He is not even fat on the ballot paper. Just yesterday, when we were having the program over there, he sent people to follow the program. He said, I was talking, the people were clapping. It means I was lying on him, and the people were going, the people. Yeah, I don't lie. The senator know him myself with pastor now. I'm pastor in the faith and working on church. I'm forgetting. I'm a pastor too in the African Methodist Episcopal Zion Church.
So 2 pastors, right?
Pastors. So I'm going to be honest with people. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The senator should stop saying, you know, when you say you have done enough for the people, then we say, Senator, you fought war for 9 months. And you left us here in Ren. And when Nigeria, you're enjoying yourself there. 14 years you were in your country, you were not here, you're enjoying yourself. You know what happened after the 9 months? Subtract 9 from 14. You got 13 years with 3 months. You were out of this country. You came when we were happy, we were enjoying, but you came. Our people, because let me tell you, every dispensation in Nimba got a leader.
What does that mean?
Let me tell you, at times, when Justin Fellow then left the scene. Even when Justin Fellow was there, he was there when DK once again was taking over.
Is Senator Johnson leaving the scene now?
And we're taking over for him. So it should not be strange to him. That is a transition in Nima. You will be living, a new group will come and take over. We are the generation that taking over for Senator Johnson. It's not anything. We will not be disrespectful to him, but we're going to campaign in Nima based on records, what he has done for the people of Nima for the 18 years that he warranted another
Okay, so let's get
27 years.
to the lines and take a few more calls. Good evening. Welcome. What's your name and where you call from?
Good evening. I'm Joshua from right here.
Let's hear you. Got 30 seconds.
Yes.
Can you lower the volume of the radio, please?
Yes. Yeah. You get me now?
Go ahead.
Yeah. I enjoy the show. The show is good, and I like the way the show is going. But my thing here is on the localization, has not been fair to Johnson. Yes, it's on Prince White Johnson for candidate in Nima County, and they defeated Honorable Carlson Yelu massively. And they complained on taking the court, and he never had anything to say. He was moved. He was removed from his seat, to a comfortable seat by Honorable Johnson. So he has nothing to say. In 2005 election, Honorable Prince Johnson won the county overwhelmingly. 2011, he was on the ballot. He came fourth in the election after the other party. So they may have huge follow-up.
Okay.
Very huge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Let's get this person. Good evening. Welcome and what's your name?
Hello.
Go ahead.
My name is Oli Sako calling from Peaceville.
Okay, go ahead, Wally.
Anthony, thank you very much. I enjoy you very for talking, for your talking. My brother left from here 2 weeks ago. You went to Limba. I doubt whether you got popularity in our Benedict district, especially Hotel. He said he was supporting Prince Johnson, Senator Johnson, but now when I call him, what he has said to me, the show is still. So I would like to say thank you and continue it. And extend, please extend the campaign to the home district of Roden, which is Gavin District.
Okay.
So that the vote can increase.
Okay.
The vote can increase.
Good evening.
Please lower the volume of the radio, please. We don't want to be hearing ourselves. Please.
Okay, good evening.
What's your name and where you call from, sir?
Okay, this is Shadrach Doki calling from Congo.
Go ahead quickly.
I think for the show, then I just want to thank the studio guest, our Honorable Garrison Yelu, the well-respected son of Nima County for now. I just want to let you know that Honorable Prince Johnson dispensation is over. As I say to you, Prince Johnson is negative in Nima. It is just a matter of time to have him retire. Prince Johnson, if he claims to be popular, he has had only a representation. MDR had only Gompu or Gompu Kagon as a representation in Nima. And now they have lost Gompu Kagon. He doesn't even have a representation in Nima. Prince Johnson is lying that he got a clean bill in Goton. He got nothing built in. Everything he said there, the university he built is a business for which he amassed wealth at the expense of the poor people of Nima.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
I was the 1 minute, please, 1 second, please. I was the one that carried the rule to his born in town in recent time. I took the road from Mount Diaple, Yao Diaple, Nala, and to Lepula.
How you took the road?
Yeah, 18 years he could not build his people road. We carry road there. Nothing after really he has done for the people.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
very much. Good evening. Welcome and what's your name? We're still hearing ourselves in the back.
Hello.
Go ahead. What's your name and where you call from?
Yes. I'm James saying my call Sophia and Nima.
Go ahead. Name my son.
Yeah, the young man is still over there. You don't compare himself to Prince Johnson.
He's not comparing himself. He's been very respectful.
You look at moment of
So you what now? You're not broke, you what? You looking for money from Prince Johnson too? Eh? You looking for money from Prince Johnson too? You who talking? You say you can't work in my county? You're not attack my guest. You get what?
Can you be civil?
You get
Where are
what?
you from? RCT?
What part of Nima you from? Hello. What part of Nima you from? What?
Yeah.
You from where?
It's a Butu.
I'm from Butu, B-U-U-T-U, Booyah.
Oh, you from Butu, eh?
I'm from Fairport District.
All right, thank you, yeah. Thank you.
You can touch up if we go to the next caller because we forget. I beg you. I beg you to a political discussion. You know what? When you get a man from Butu, telling you say the center have done more, it's very dishonest to his own people.
Why do you think so?
Because I'm in Butu every day. I just passed Butu last night when I came from Yola. The Doki said they took the road from Mount Diaple all the way to Yaole Pola. The senator been there 18 years. He said he was friendly with Madame Salif. You have used that proximity with Madame Salif to face the people road. You know how the road from Bang going to Buyao, you know how it got in there? We, or what they say, what doing or Samuel Cook and myself, we struggled to get that fair project passed in the legislature. The second thing is, young man called Jatto massively. Does he understand what they call massive? 7,200 and 7,100 votes.
Okay, you respond to the call. Time. Let me just take the call.
Yes.
Yeah, and then you can respond to the callers later.
Good evening. Welcome. What's your name and where you come from?
Yeah, good evening to your co-host and to Honorable Garrison Yulu. I'm Emmanuel M. Super Jr., youth chairperson of the People's Liberation Party, PF in Montreal County. Well, I call in to appreciate Honorable Garrison Yulu. I'm a son of Nimakanda upon Yekipa. The Honorable Registrar Senator Johnson waiting out of his stand to respond to him. This shows that for the past 18 years that the people of Nima County, elected Senator Johnson, to represent them. They have only been there for representation and to pocket money. The reason why we see Senator Johnson is fighting, with the CDC government, because Senator Johnson had thought that it would be as usual, where you have money, the person will give you money, placing in your pocket, the matter any bit. But this person is saying, no, we are not going to do business as usual. We're going to carry development tangible to the people of Nima County and the people of Liberia at large. So I say the people of Nima County will not call on them. The honorable is saying that there's a time to retire Senator Johnson. 18 years is sufficient for the 9 months war in our country.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Emmanuel Tupac Jr. Thank you. Let's go to this question. Welcome. What's your name?
Thank you.
Hello, can you?
Bobby, my man, if you need talking about I have friend and talk to.
Hello.
Good evening.
Hello. Good evening. What's your name and where you come from? Go ahead.
My name is Raymond Kosuda Roberts, and I call you from Tupolo.
Go ahead, Roberts.
Thank you so much. Actually, it is stated that Senator Johnson will actually call on the radio tonight and boast of his development in Nimba. Now, Titi, I don't know. Do you know that Senator Johnson run the single most expensive private school in Liberia? Just imagine a school in Nima County, student paying $8 per credit. That's what you're boasting about?
Is that true?
Yes, sure.
I'm telling you.
Wow.
I work in Nima, and I can't even know Nima more than Senator Johnson on a serious note.
Oh.
Senator Johnson do not, for the time he's been senator, he has not gone to a hometown he has not gone there before. He don't know how a hometown, he don't even have a hut in his hometown. To be frank, Senator Johnson will boast that indeed he liberated Nimba. And people who have that belief Senator Johnson on that thing, it's actually pitiful. How can you say 1 for 9 months and left the country away in exile for more than 5 years and he liberated Nimba? That is shameful. And I think Senator Johnson by this time should come to his senses and stop saying what he's saying on.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's get this person. Good evening, welcome, and what's your name? We can get the next person. Good evening, welcome, and what's your name? Hello?
Yeah, hello?
Go ahead, sir. What's your name and where you come from?
My name is Jeff Wanto.
You were just on the line, right?
Yeah, I said my name is Jeff Wanto.
You were
I'm from Disrepa Buyao.
Oh, okay. I think. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you very much. No, Senator Johnson is our senator. We know that he is our senator. And now this day, we are telling him the historical era before Buyao in the project. More here in Nimba County. Now, that every day we are seeing rule to follow there by IFA in this government. So now we are calling upon him. If he introduces Jovia to us, now we know the person that we know that Jovia. So we need more development. So stop us.
Oh,
I see why he went up. You can be calling from where Booyah for you. Okay.
Yes,
So what he's trying to put his
probably we could
point
get maybe 3 calls because Anthony Yelu.
We're giving 5 minutes to respond. So we
Oh,
can take
okay,
more than
okay,
that.
we can take more than that. Good evening and welcome. What's your name?
Good
Good
evening.
evening. You're coming into Stockton, sir. Can you adjust yourself?
I'm loving you wonderful.
You're still coming into Stockton.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hear me again, huh?
A little bit. Go ahead.
Okay. Again, I'm very thankful tonight to hear on the current on the radio talking in Nimato. But what we is we're not talking much. Like you say, clearly we'll be waiting for the result after October 10. But Nimaganti will give President where a fair share of the vote. I always say we got 8,000 people in Nima. And after that, 8,000 votes, 50 will get not less than 100,000. So we are waiting for October 10. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Good evening. What's your name and where you call from?
Hello.
Yes, sir. What's your name? Where you call from?
Okay, this is Honorable to say the current representative of district number 3.
Let's hear from you,
Yes, sir.
Representative Samwami.
Wambi.
Oh, I'm happy and I closely monitor our co-chairman. I am the originally elected CDC representative of district number 3, of which Beniga is a fact.
Okay.
But this not imagination. When my appointed co-chair cannot even mention my name, he continues to mention opposition. How can you say you are delivering when you please ask him, where is the CDC inherited or fully in district in Nimba? I want him to tell us.
Well, see,
And then, who is Anthony Global presenting you as opposition against the CDC candidate? White ballot candidate within the district number 3 that So, it is unfortunate. All of the argument, even what Senator Johnson said, for me, Senator Johnson attempted against me in 2017, I defeated him. I am the able and potent representative of district number 3. But
so who put my candidate against you now?
I said, Senator Johnson, he has candidate against me.
Oh,
And I
okay.
defeated him.
Okay.
And I was a full CDC originally elected representative. I registered in my CDC.
Okay. Are you going to defeat Senator Johnson again? Do you think you can do so?
Right now, in the first place, the unfortunate situation they have in my district.
No.
Senator Johnson, he collaborating with quote-unquote rescue. And rescuing people from where? Somebody sitting in your house and you rescue them. So, that definition, I don't know what is your definition of rescue. Because you can only rescue somebody that is in danger. But how can you rescue somebody that, like the people of Berege, that they are living and enjoying prosperity? from this current government. Then you say you want to rescue them. What are you saying? All of them, they say here, like 4% to 3 quarter. Then you say you want to rescue them. We don't want to go on free tuition, this, that, and no. Let's forget about it. But this appointment with the studio guest. Then I want to ask you, who is going back?
Okay. So that's your disappointment, right? Okay. And he hasn't called your name.
Yeah, he called me.
Honorable, maybe.
What is his position?
Honorable.
Let us also please.
I mean, you respond to you.
Go ahead.
Okay, Honorable.
You have to give me chance.
You got 30 seconds, Honorable.
You are true. You can cut me off.
No, I will not cut you off. Please land in 30 seconds.
Start to current. So, my disappointment with the man who co-chair is for him to mention our opposition.
Okay.
I want you to ask him.
Okay. I'm going to ask him that question.
Number 3.
Okay.
Of which the is the back.
Okay. Okay, so thank you, Honorable.
Did you please let me talk to my Honorable 1 minute?
The Honorable is still listening. He's listening.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
You know what is that maybe Honorable never got me clear, and I said I have a responsibility to make sure that all those on the ruling coalition for democratic change win the election. I said that.
Yes.
And maybe I said in August when you call in people's names, and then sometimes it slip. But also you should understand that the PUP endorsed the president some time ago. So they are not our opposition.
But PUP has a candidate in his district.
It's not district alone. There are other districts that PUP get candidate, CUC get candidate. But people should know what's going to happen. They will be elected based on their records. You understand? So my focus mainly is we're talking about the presidency. And I was talking about people that coming around. And for instance, the Bedege project that we are part of, or someone is not part of it, he's our lawmaker for Bedege in District Number 3, but she's not part of the project. But people who work along with me are people like Wilfred Bangora, people like Melvin Yellow, Anthony Kuyumpa, Harrison Bow, Otto Bow, the list goes on. You get what I'm saying? These are the guys that work with us and making things to happen for us in that part of the country. So I was just trying to make emphasis on the work that they are doing along with me. But we know
so you're giving the man a flower while he's still alive. But your mission is to make sure that everybody who supports the CDC, every CDC candidate, emerge winner.
Yes, that's our mission. So all the collaborating parties with us, if they put a candidate that will do well and they win, we got no issues with it. It's the same CDC because they're all supporting the president.
Okay. Okay.
Like the PLP, they have candidate somewhere. You think I will go stand? I can go to the district and talk Bibles on Rosanwabe. I can't go to the district and talk Bible on Kuyumpa because he's from the PUP and on Rosanwabe from the CDC, and the two parties supporting the president.
Okay.
You understand? So I will play that model role. Maybe he never heard his name. I want to make him my own man.
We just continue. We just
he registered the CDC in Nimba County.
He even validated my argument that Senator Johnson have campaigned with people. And he said that Joshua said massively 7,200 and 7,100. You know that there's nothing there. Okay. In the case over there was a situation in Biobonga play. On the first ballot, when I was in 6,900, on Rokagon was in 4,000 something. And Senator Johnson knows what he did. And not just me saying it. I appeared on April Goldson William show, on the True Breakfast show, and he called on that show again, like what he did tonight, and said he took it, and nothing will come from there. Not just that. When I said I was going to contest the senatorial election, Senator Johnson had nobody in Lima to campaign again more than me. But all the places in power, they know what happened there.
Why is Senator, why is he so outraged when it comes to you? Because
somebody from a background, someone from a background is tapping into his popularity strongly. So he has a serious contender.
You are that kind? Yeah. Okay.
Because,
you guys come from the same
Zoge and Bedege, they're the two traditional districts. Okay. So when you have, and we always have that linkage with each other. We had our respect for each other. So when you get somebody coming from this background and putting all force against you, and not just that, as a senator, I wanted to ask the senator who encouraged me, who convinced me and say, for the work the person is doing in Nima, Garrison, we don't want you to be on the other side with me, you, because you can get all hard time. Who begged me? Ask me.
Senator Johnson, but it's like because Senator Johnson said that, you know.
So, no. Senator Johnson,
he begged you to come to join the ruling party.
Senator Johnson said he never wanted me to fight him again. We should be on the same path to come and support the CDC.
Did he ask you to join the rescue team, the so-called rescue team?
He told me to go to the rescue team. He sent me text. He called me as a senator. I can never be ungrateful. You told me that for us to work, for the work this person had done in our country, we needed to give him second term. And on the basis of that, I went Nima. When I was going to my wife home in Louis, I saw the road, and I know how terrible that road used to be, but I saw Alpha Pavement. When I was going camp play, I saw the games. We have me.
I think he's happy. He doesn't seem to be happy that you didn't join him.
I need to tell you
that you are the one who, are taking his place now when it comes to the.
No, I'm not. I can't take Senator Johnson's place. The first thing Senator Johnson said in terms of Roland Duo, General Roland Duo. Senator is a 1-star general, Roland is a 3-star general.
Roland
is a lieutenant general. Senator Johnson is it takes a rank higher than Senator Johnson. So you should not call Roland a little boy. There's a responsible man that get property all over this country.
And Senator Johnson doesn't have property?
Senator Johnson, the children collecting $8 in a county like Nima. Let me tell you, I built a school in Tampley. Go there. I gave to the town people. Now why you go Tampley? When we're going to build you that day for yesterday, I stopped there. The happiness. I was on Garrison. You get what I'm saying? I didn't tell them say this school I paid for me. No. I paid cleaners for the people. I give it to them. That was my salary. And Senator Johnson, after the elections, he called me one day to vote me and say, you use your money on the Nima people. It's sweet for you. I told you, Senator, what I did will pay off for me in the future.
Do you think it's paying off now?
Yes, because if I have not done enough for the people, when I go, they say, when you were representative, what you did for us. All the people that call here tonight, nobody will tell you say, what you did for the Nima people.
So you mean Senator?
The road fund that Senator Johnson talking about today, when we're in the legislature, Senator Johnson, tell me, since he been in Nima, we've met Nima Community College at 150,000 on the budget committee as a member. I advocated and lobbied with my colleagues. Honorable Nunko was the chairperson for us. Honorable Prince Moyi was the co-chair. And we made sure we brought Nima on par with Grand Bassett Community College and one of community college that were above us. You get what I'm saying? So my contribution to the country didn't start today. Senators, you play your part by fighting for 9 months. But also remember that I taught in the schools in Nima.
So you think that is the only thing that Senator Johnson has done?
But what he said, let me say it. What he said, he liberated the people. What he said.
Besides the liberation.
Nothing else.
Okay.
You said, let me tell you.
Your party coming totally out of time.
Yeah, we are out of time.
We're going to go. But the last thing is that Senator keep boasting. Every time he contradicts, he said, the last thing in Nima is he called on the radio, he said, he got some investors in Nima, in Nigeria that sent him money to build that school. And we challenge this senator. We know for $1 million to come from Nigeria, there must be a transfer. Bring the document, let's see it. Senator Johnson have not given a document to anybody in this country about the source of the school.
You heard him calling names tonight.
No,
former president.
He told him before former president said he gave him 10,000. I gave him small money, but majority of the money came from small investors in Nigeria.
You don't believe that?
So I don't believe it because I know
you got the money
internationally. You can't travel more than 10,000.
Where do you got the money?
He got the money on his usual business against the Nima people. And that business is he feels that nobody should do business with anyone in Nima. It should be only him. So when you are doing business with anybody in Nima, then you have committed a crime. That is the biggest crime that your president will have committed against Senator Johnson, is that because he said he wants to work with the Nima people.
So Senator Johnson wants to work directly with him. So everything he should benefit at the detriment of the people of Nimba County.
So what's wrong with a senator who been the 18 years and being your Louis B vest?
So you think that was that
Now-
what led to the provocation that you use your money on the Nima people and you got defeated?
Yes, but I have no regret. I want minister proposal in the area because one time he went mad there play. You know, people carrying the town. He said, "We build the town." He said, "I got it." But I was saying, "What's I talk?" More than town, multi people come from us. I bet it. He went back from where people say that I didn't build the town hall. He said, "No," but I was saying my car and talk. You get what I'm saying? So he feels so embarrassed that 18 years he could not do one for his own community. I feel for Onrokoga. Onrokoga is from district number 5. And where he's from, it's the same, he's in the journey from the same town. You know what happened there? Everything in that place on that young man. He's struggling. Why would you be from the same place and represented from the center from there in the place undeveloped? Are we not going there with a yellow machine, Nima, for we are carrying a yellow machine to open the road from Man Diap, going all the way to Yao de Pula? You know what's happening to the people? Go see the bridge now that this government is building in building play. You know how many years the people struggle there? Then you say we should go against this government?
I take that as your parting comment.
Yes,
So
certainly.
I want to say thank you, Titi Wobi, every time. And like the other caller said for me, Titi, you know me. I like plenty boasting. My wife should speak for me. And today, I'm seeing it. After October 10, you will say Garrison, you mean.
October 10, please hurry up and come.
As well.
I just say after October 10.
There are many
Former
October-
representative and campaign manager says, and deputy campaign manager for CDC says, after October 10, we'll see. So October 10, please hurry up and come. Okay. Thank you so much, Honorable Yelu. Thank you so much for taking up your time to speak with us this evening on Open Conversation. Like I always say, you know, campaign will soon open and we will have more of these conversations. And so thank you again. We wish you all the best as you go about your campaigning for your party. Thank you so much.
So you heard about it. So you go for it. So it was good. It was a good conversation anyway. Titi, Anthony, you spoke very well. You actually, you know, stare out the platform, and it was fantabulous.
Okay, we see you when we see you, and we hear you when we hear you, God willing, tomorrow on Open Conversation. Thank you so much for calling in, and thanks so much for also listening. We appreciate all of you. Let's continue to keep the conversation safer. Have a pleasant evening.
From the east to the west, north to the south, yeah, let's come together as one. They say you're not there, we stand, if not there, we fight. If we not celebrate, we do it for you. Voila, you forget that. You from Lower Country, you from Maryland. Voila, you from Rewa Sess. I'm a bastard, we own your people, I'm up on the fine way. Nabila, Kriwa Flow, Kriwa